It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Again, man, I always got to thank everybody for everybody who supports the channel, pass the word about my channel, subscribe to the channel, like it, share it, donate to the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. I mean, if y'all don't watch, I don't have no channel. So, you know what I mean? I really appreciate, all my A1s who've been rocking with me. And, y'all know y'all are, but I appreciate each and every single one of y'all, even the people who don't like it, even people who don't like what I gotta say. You know what I mean? I appreciate you taking out the time to, to watch it anyway, whether you agree or disagree. I appreciate you too. But if you have not already subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and encourage others to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button and pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Y'all can stay up on the latest. All right, so I'm just gonna dive right into it. Try to keep this one short. So after the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia fight, I'm pretty sure most of y'all who's probably gonna view this video probably seen other headlines about Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya basically abandoning Ryan Garcia after he got knocked out, like after he lost the Tank. And my question is now, like, do y'all think Ryan Garcia gonna leave Golden Boy? How many of y'all think he should leave Golden Boy? And how many of y'all think he should stay? My opinion about it, I think once his contract is up, I don't know how much, I don't know how many more fights he has left with them, but I think that when it's over, he's gone. It's possible he can go to PBC. I don't see that. He looks more like like he will go with Eddie Hearn and DAZN, just, deal with them. And I'm sure Eddie Hearn would love that. Same thing with Canelo. When Canelo left Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn loved that, you know what I mean? Because Canelo's popular, you know what I mean? Had a huge following, so he was able to make a lot of money with him. Ryan Garcia is popular. He has a huge following on social media. People still going to support him, you know what I mean? But I just think that, it was a cowardly act for both of them, especially after all of the promos leading up to the fight and Oscar talking like he got Ryan Garcia's back. Now, mind you, even before this, when Tank fought Rolly and, when other stuff was going on, Ryan Garcia was already, and I know some of y'all, who remember, Ryan Garcia, at one point he was already having some beef with Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya because he didn't like how he was being paid. He didn't like how they was, promoting him. There's a lot of problems that Ryan Garcia had. And realistically, even when he, I'm not saying that he really didn't have mental health, issues like he said that he did. But I think, part of that, like him taking that time away before he came back to fight Javier Fortuna, I think, like, honestly, I think a lot of that had to do with, how he was feeling about how Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy was dealing with him. Bernard Hopkins, I ain't nobody, he's a clown. Bernard gonna follow the money. He gonna follow the bag, period. That's all Bernard Hopkins care about. Anybody who know Bernard Hopkins, a.k.a. Heads, because that's what they used to call him in Philly back in the day. If you know Bernard Hopkins, he all about the money. That's it. And other people's, not his own. He'd rather spend other people's and keep his own. People used to see him driving a lot of cars and stuff. He would get people at car lots to let him hold the cars and stuff. And, he would just tell other people, like, oh, yeah, this is where I got it from. Go see them and just tell them Bernard sent you and stuff like that. He don't like to leave tips in restaurants, all that type stuff, and, back in the, not back in the day, but, when HBO and, Larry Merchant, Jim Lampley, they used to crack jokes about him because they knew how cheap and frugal he was, and you know what I mean, and how Bernard, is just, he just tight-fisted, stingy type guy, and he's selfish, all about what he can get for himself. But ain't no telling what's going on with him and Oscar, like, you know what I mean? Like, I I think, you know, because I think that people said after he got knocked out, they left the arena. And then at the post-fight press conference, they didn't even show up. How do you not support your fighter? If you really down with your fighter like that, win, lose, or draw, you still, I mean, you got to be there. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you can't accept winning if you can't accept losing. Losing, you know what I mean? Some people going to lose. That's just part of the game. That's part of the game. And I knew that Ryan Garcia would lose because he hasn't been battle tested physically in the ring and psychologically and mentally. He has not been battle tested. Now, a lot of people's going to blame it on the rehydration clause and saying that had something to do with it. But there was a guy who was one of his sparring partners. You know, he did a video and, you know, said he apologized for, you know, hurting Ryan Garcia to the body. And they saying, like, that's it. So between this guy, it was like an Asian guy. You look like he was Asian, who was his sparring partner. He said that he hurt him to the body in camp and while he was preparing for the fight. And then a lot of people blaming it on a rehydration clause and all that. Like, that, all that stuff has, that to me, in my opinion, that has nothing to do with it. Because Ryan Garcia was already campaigning at 135. And if that's the case, like, you know, like what he fought Javier Fortuna at 135. Catchweight was 136. Rehydration clause, he couldn't rehydrate, I think, more than 10 pounds. Okay, well, you know, some fighters, you know, rehydrate, you know, 7, 8, 9 pounds. Sometimes 10 pounds, depending on the size of the fighter, sometimes a little more. And I know Oscar and them not making a big beef about this rehydration clause because look at when Oscar fought Floyd Mayweather. And by Floyd Mayweather's own admission, Oscar was the A side. He wanted these, you know, these 10-ounce gloves or something. He had wanted 10-ounce gloves. He wanted the ring. Everything Oscar wanted, he got when he fought Floyd. And they fought the weight. They didn't fight at 47. They fought at 54. And Floyd still was smaller than Oscar in that fight. When Floyd fight at 154, he even tell his body, like, the day of the weigh-in, he has to eat just so he can weigh over 150. And I think the most he might get to is maybe 151, 151 and a half, 152, somewhere around there. He never fully gets when he was fighting at welterweight. And in between that, because he fought Cotto at a catchweight, I think, too, at 154, but a catchweight. But he never fully gets up to that 154 mark when he was an active fighter. Not the exhibitions he's doing now where he can eat what he wants, sit around, you know, train, but still, you know, put the weight on and all that. I'm talking about when he was an active fighter, when it was sanctions in place, weight stipulations, all that type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those of y'all who know, y'all know what I'm talking about. So Oscar can't talk he can't say nothing because he tried to do the same thing to Floyd Mayweather. And he thought that he would have the size advantage. When Oscar rehydrated, when he fought Floyd, he was 165 or something like that, or 168 or somewhere around there when he rehydrated, when he fought Floyd. And Floyd actually still lost weight. You know what I mean? When he fought Oscar in that fight. So, you know, people can say what they want. It's not the rehydration. It's not, you know, a lot of y'all, I mean, y'all drop the comments in the comment section below. I know a lot of y'all think the rehydration clause has a lot to do with it, but me personally, I just don't think that it does. You know, and the video, just check out the video that I put up after the fight. After he got knocked down in that second round, you could just tell, you know, mentally Ryan was out of the fight. You know, he was looking for a way out, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's neither here nor there. The question is about, I feel like that it was extremely disrespectful, and it speaks volumes when your promoters are not there at your post-fight press conference. You know, win, lose, or draw. Because had he beat Tank, they would have been there gloating. You know, I don't care what Floyd was saying to Oscar. I don't care how mad he made Oscar. I don't care about none of that stuff. Y'all should have been there, Oscar and Bernard. Y'all should have been there to support y'all fighter. And I hope me personally, I hope he do leave Golden Boy. I hope he does, because I think he could do a lot better on his own, and he'd make a whole lot more money. Because, again, I already stated it in my previous videos. I feel like that both of these fighters were underpaid for this fight. Tank got 1.5. Ryan Garcia got 350,000 plus 40% in the pay-per-view revenue. And that 40%, I hope that he get to keep all that. Because the only thing Oscar and them was looking to do is cash out. So, you know, will Ryan Garcia leave Golden Boy? Will he leave? And if he leave, will the company tank? You know what I mean? Me personally, like I said, I think he should leave Golden Boy. I don't think he should stay with them, especially after that. You know, that right there to me just spoke volumes about, you know, how they view their fighter. And I think that they just was trying to use Ryan Garcia for his popularity and the fact that he has, you know, a lot of young kids, you know, and, you know, Mexicans and stuff. A lot of people follow him. So I think they were just trying to capitalize on that and try to hold on to him. And I know Oscar and them is going to come up with some excuse. I think Oscar already did a video trying to explain why he wasn't there and this, that, and the third. It's no excuse for you not to be there for your fighter. None. I don't care what nobody say. No excuse for Oscar not to be there. Period. Your fighter fought, because guess what? Whatever excuse he's using now why he wasn't there, he wouldn't have used that excuse if Ryan Garcia had beat Gervonta Davis. So, like I said, I don't want to hear, you know, Bernard Hopkins is a clown. You know what I mean? He's always been a clown. Nobody ain't trying to hear nothing he got to say. You know what I mean? Like, both of y'all just abandoned Ryan Garcia because he lost. You know, and now, you know, y'all making up all kind of excuses. Ryan, you know, at least after the fight, took it like a man. Like, listen, there ain't no excuses. I lost. You know, it was an honor for me to be in the ring with Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they took a picture together after the fight. So, you know, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, y'all think that was a sucker move, a coward move for Bernard and Oscar to abandon Ryan Garcia after that? Should Ryan leave Golden Boy? Like, what's y'all stance on that? I really, really, really want to know. Please drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know. Should he leave? Should Ryan Garcia leave Golden Boy and let that company tank? Because I think Oscar was going to actually sell the company at one point too, because they wasn't really doing too good. So, and once Ryan leave, who else do they have? You know what I mean? So Ryan leave, like I said, if he leave, I could see him going to the zone. I don't see him. I mean, it's possible he could go with PBC and Al Haymon. But he looks more like an Eddie Hearn, the zone guy. But anyway, appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think about Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins abandoning Ryan Garcia after his loss to Gervonta Davis.